Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're diving into a comprehensive overview of Docuplay, which is, it's really an approach to education that is establishing a whole new paradigm.
It really is. Docuplay doesn't just bolt AI onto traditional courses. It deeply integrates it. It creates this powerful, interconnected learning ecosystem.
Right, an ecosystem. That's the perfect word for it.
That's the key distinction, I think. Docuplay is engineered from the ground up to make learning incredibly fruitful and, well, effective.
And it does that by defining these very specific, high-value tasks for everyone involved.
Exactly. For the student, for the advanced AI systems, and for the professor. It's a structure that's just built for maximum application of knowledge.
So our mission in this deep dive is to explore exactly how those roles intersect, how they create this dynamic system where knowledge isn't just, consumed,
But immediately apply.
immediately applied and contributed. The potential here feels massive because Docuplay takes learners beyond that passive coursework.
And it moves them into active contribution and validation. What's so exciting about this framework is that it's inherently forward-looking.
Hmm.
Docuplay is designing education for tomorrow's industry landscape.
And central to understanding that design is this immediate split it creates within AI itself.
Yes, Docuplay separates GenAI, or generative AI, from what it calls agentic AI, so AI agents. And this distinction isn't just a technical one, it actually defines the future of work
It marks the boundary between completing Industry 4.1.
and pioneering the very beginning of Industry 4.2.
So let's start where the journey begins then, with the active role of the Docuplay student. Because this is not about multiple choice tests.
Not at all.
The student is immediately treated as a critical contributor.
And an essential layer of quality control for the system itself. Precisely. When students engage with the course files, which are, the bedrock of the entire system,
Right.
They aren't just passively reading.
No.
They are required to engage on 5 specific, pretty rigorous levels that ensure deep understanding and immediate application of critical thinking.
Okay, let's break those tasks down because they really illustrate this shift from traditional study to active participation. First, for every file they choose, students have to make the case for its relevance.
You have to justify it.
Justify it.
And that justification leads directly into critical evaluation. So they're required to comment on the core interest of the file for the subject matter, synthesizing its importance.
And then comes the formal critique.
Right. They have to write a structured, formal assessment of the text, and they have to use direct citations. This keeps it grounded firmly in the source material.
But the task that I think immediately loops back into the AI system is the correction phase. Students have to evaluate and correct the summary that was made by GenAI.
That's the heart of the quality loop. The student becomes the human expert who's verifying the AI's output.
Right.
So this task, it turns them into a kind of quality control manager for the generative engine, which forces their understanding to run much deeper than just passive acceptance.
And then finally, they write prompts.
Yes, they have to write effective prompts about the file, which demonstrates they know the material well enough to drive an intelligent interaction with the AI.
And this rigorous critique isn't just for the files or the AI summaries. It actually extends directly to their peers, doesn't it? Through this unique, high-stakes peer evaluation system.
It does, and this is a powerful mechanism for building professional accountability. Students access the documented activity ledger, what's called the ID blogge of their peers, and must evaluate the specific tasks that they performed.
And for each task, they award a maximum of +5 or -5 points.
Correct.
That +or-5 swing, that signals this is far more serial than just clicking like on a comment. So in a system with such significant implications for certification, how does Docuplay manage the integrity of that? What prevents someone from just strategically grading their peers down?
That's a crucial question, and the design addresses it, I think, brilliantly through accountability. The assessment points influence the final certificates of not only the student being assessed,
But also the assessor.
but also the student doing the assessment. Exactly.
Wow.
So if you're overly generous or you're unfairly harsh, it reflects poorly on the quality of your own judgment.
Which is all recorded in your activity ledger.
All recorded. You are accountable for your learning and your judgment. It's a system that just incentivizes fairness and rigor across the board.
That is a powerful feedback loop. Okay, so moving the student from abstract theory into actual application, Docuplay courses rely heavily on practical experience.
Absolutely. Students utilize what they call virtual laboratories, and these labs feature machines and equipment that are displayed by subscribing companies.
Ah, so that immediately links classroom theory to real-world industrial machinery.
It does. It provides a venue for practices and research that's constantly updated with current industry standards.
And here's where the student's work seems to reach its highest level of utility, its connection to the job market. This idea of the important fruit of learning is the student's direct contribution to automating business activities through AI agent groups.
This is the pinnacle of the framework. This is what really sets Docuplay apart. The course material is the foundation, but the true goal is application.
Right.
Students are rewarded for leveraging their ideas and their suggestions, even simple breakthrough insights about the subject, which are then used in programming functional AI agents for businesses.
So this is where the learning becomes a tangible asset.
Instantly. It immediately connects the student's intellectual work to the strategic needs of Industry 4.2.
That continuous cycle brings us perfectly to the core engine of the system, the dual function of AI within Docuplay. So we really need to clearly define the two types of intelligence at play here.
Yes, the distinction is fundamental. First, we have GenAI, generative AI, which is defined as being reactive.
Reactive.
It performs tasks based on human prompts or programming.
Right.
Think of it as the sophisticated toolset that sort of completes the foundation of Industry 4.1 automating information processing,
And then the game changer, AgentAI, the AI agents.
which is proactive. It is proactive. The agentic AI is autonomous. These agents are capable of learning and deciding things by themselves, and they often function in these specialized groups.
And they get data from the real world, from sensors.
Frequently, yes, from sensors. And they make operational decisions, all under a kind of human orchestration. This proactive, autonomous capability is why Docuplay views agentic AI as the start of Industry 4.2.
Because it's about execution, not just information generation.
Exactly. Automation based on execution.
So let's quickly detail GenAI's role, because once it's pre-trained on Docuplay's massive multimedia content library, it performs tasks that go way beyond a simple search.
Oh, absolutely. Its textual capabilities are highly personalized and impactful. GenAI doesn't just summarize a single file. It can fluidly summarize dozens or hundreds of them together.
Giving the student a really rapid synthesis.
A collective synthesis, yeah. It provides detailed paraphrasing to help with understanding. And crucially, it defines the specific learning style of each student so it adapts its delivery.
And it remembers your previous conversations, right?
It's highly contextual. It takes into account all previous answers and interactions, so the learning path feels uniquely tailored to you.
And on the creative side, GenAI tasks are, well, they're ambitious.
Yeah,
They push the boundaries of what students can achieve without specialized knowledge.
very much so. The generative capabilities include conceptual product design for global factory use with 3D printers.
Which just makes industrial design so much more accessible to the learner.
It does. It also designs the sophisticated avatars we mentioned, which are multifunctional. They can replace humans in dangerous tasks, they can protect privacy, or just serve as adaptive conversational partners.
So GenAI's role is really about simplifying the complex.
And making design and interaction instantaneous.
Okay, now let's connect that efficiency to real-world deployment. Let's jump to the proactive side, to agentic AI, where the Docuplay value proposition really crystallizes.
Right. And this is where it builds directly on those student contributions we talked about.
Yeah.
This is where the innovation becomes economic reality. And the creation of these useful AI agent groups follows a really stringent, systematic process. The core principle is decomposition.
Decomposition, so breaking things down.
You take a complex business activity and you break it down into the simplest possible tasks.
And why is that? Why so simple?
Because the reliability and efficiency of each individual AI agent just increases exponentially the simpler its task is.
Ah, I see.
That methodology is how Docuplay ensures the agents they deploy are robust and trustworthy.
And Docuplay is already developing a range of these agents that automate some critical infrastructure.
Yes. For instance, they're developing powerful ranking agents that are responsible for calculating classifications and courses in these DocuLeagues.
And the TutorBot.
The TutorBot, right, which is a complex agent group handling multiple functions: personalization, testing, certification tracking, and continuous mentorization.
And there are others.
Yeah, agents focused on 3D design and production, and content agents that manage filtering, analysis, and that collective synthesis across thousands of files. They're all designed to automate vital functions efficiently.
So Given that students are contributing directly to this automation pool, the value proposition that Docuplay offers companies, especially SMBs, it must be transformative.
It is.
You're essentially building a ready-to-deploy, highly knowledgeable AI workforce.
It's a huge advantage, and the success is rooted in Docuplay's unique repository of knowledge. They have two major foundational advantages here.
Okay.
First, tens of thousands of scientific and technical courses, which provides deep, verifiable knowledge of human activities. And second, hundreds of thousands of courses, specifically focused on the activities of companies, especially SMBs.
And that combined intellectual capital is just invaluable for programming actually useful agents.
Truly effective automation agents tailored to real-world needs, yes.
So let's say I'm an SMB, maybe a specialized manufacturing company. What are the primary incentives for me to subscribe and integrate with this ecosystem?
Well, there are four really compelling layers of integration. First, you could become the subject of a Docuplay course yourself.
Allowing students to study my optimized processes.
Exactly. Second, you can showcase your physical products and services directly within those virtual labs. You can also become part of collaborative groups, the techs and PIs, to facilitate knowledge exchange.
And then the most fundamental part.
You gain access to constantly updated training that significantly improves and updates the knowledge base of your own employees. It's an integrated platform for growth.
That whole holistic view, from student critique all the way to company automation, it's tied together by that human element, the professor.
The professor's role is absolutely central, yes. And this term applies not just to teachers in traditional centers, but also to the training leaders within subscribing companies. They are the human orchestrators.
And just like the students' activities are logged, the professor's activities are systematically recorded in their own ledger, the ID blog B.
That ledger is key. The professor's high-value tasks are all centered on guiding and integrating these learning paths.
So in a system where AI is handling summarization and agents are handling testing, the professor focuses on high-level human judgment.
That's it. They're interpreting the efficacy of the AI agent contributions, reviewing complex student critiques, mediating disputes in that peer review system, and just ensuring the curriculum remains aligned with professional goals.
So they ensure the quality of the whole system.
They maximize the transformative potential. They are the essential human layer in a highly automated system.
This has been a truly illuminating look at Docuplay. I mean, we've seen how this system just ingeniously transforms education into this dynamic, cyclical system. Student analysis directly feeds GenAI validation, which then fuels the development of AgentAI.
And the focus is squarely on constructive application, on preparing for Industry 4.2.
And just maximizing the utility of every single person's activity.
The potential for using verifiable, deeply studied course materials to automate activities, from simple documentation all the way to complex professional functions, it's undeniably potent. It marks a massive step forward.
And that leads us to our final thought for you, the listener. Given that Docuplay sees AgentAI as the start of Industry 4.2, and it's focused on the decomposition of complex activities into simple, reliable agent tasks, what existing common business activity that's currently managed by a human team might be the very next candidate for being broken down?
Into a simple, effective group of AI agents.
Exactly. Think about the simplest step in a complicated process. It's something for you to mull over as you see how this Docuplay knowledge applies out there in the wider world.